So, let's look at what I think weighs very heavily in our consciousness, and that's that attitude of blame. When others' actions toward us or a situation comes our way that is challenging, that we would prefer to avoid, it's natural for us to look at the cause, right? It's natural to say, okay, what did I do here that I might want to do differently so that I don't encounter this kind of situation? Or, what was it about what that person said that made me feel hurt? Or, do I want to allow myself to be in that kind of energy with someone because that's making me uncomfortable? What's going on that is making me feel unhappy here? But once we recognize the cause, our attention should be on how to address it. We want to have the sense of, okay, but now we can make good of it. Our love, our capacity to love, our capacity to laugh, our capacity to know and experience and express peace is intact. We can tap into that. We want to go to that place and say, okay, what is the greater good that I can make of this? But often we get stuck in rehashing the experience, in reliving the pain, in resenting it. Don't we love when we have a bad situation or a bad behavior from a person to just go back and resent it over and over and over again? And all we're doing when we do that is rehashing the pain. We just keep dragging that person up or dragging that situation up and resenting it like crazy. And what are we doing? We're inflicting suffering on ourselves. So I like to think of it like, if I were to trip and fall and scrape my knee, I think the first thing I would want to do is go make sure I clean it and take care of it and let it start to heal, right? Would it make sense for me to go, wow, did that hurt? Let me go back and trip again. Oh, that really does hurt. And trip again. Yeah, that is really awful. That is just so horrible. Let me try that again and realize how much that hurts. It makes absolutely no sense, right? But isn't that what we do? Isn't that what we do? Okay, yeah, guilty, huh? You want to share the story? I can, oh, darn it. I'm so dying to hear about that. But when we get stuck in blame, I think it's that by blaming, it allows us to not take responsibility for our own sense of happiness. And I think that just simply comes out of a sense that we don't really believe we have the power to do that. And we need to redirect our attention to that part of us that is love, that is joy, that is more powerful, that is bigger than any negative experience that we've encountered. So once we catch ourselves moving into blame, I think we need to remind ourselves that God's goodness in me is untouched by this. Just think in that moment of a person that you love or something that you love, and you'll realize that capacity to love is completely untouched. And as you realize that God's nature in you is untouched, then you just ask, so what have I learned? What was there to learn here? How can this support me in avoiding this kind of experience down the line? And then to ask ourselves, what is the most positive thing I can do that benefits me without any intent to harm anyone else? Because when we're in blame, it's real easy to go to that place of, and then I could do this, and that would really get back at that person. No, we just want to look at what can I do that would make the situation better for me, that has no ill will directed toward anyone, because that's when we activate that presence of love in us. Love's intention for us is to be happy. Love's intention for us is to experience goodness in every way we can. So the minute we start looking at how can I make good of this without creating any more challenge or hardship on anyone, then we are really turning to love, and love will point the way into the greater good.